Chapter 7. All day I dream about beats. How true is that? My bedroom was beginning to look like a bona fide studio, which was fitting because all I did day and night was dream about making music. There were wires snaking everywhere in machines. Most of them bought secondhand stacked around my bed. More and more often, as soon as school was out, people would drop by to listen to me make beats and mixtapes for parties. One afternoon, Pharrell swung by. Damn. Whoa, when did you get here? When did you get this? He said, running his fingers along my new ASR 10. That's my baby, I said with a smile. We're about to get in on for real. I started making some serious beats now. You gotta let me check this out, Pharrell said, talking in a sleek control. The ASR 10 purchased courtesy of my Liberty Mutual check was the finest piece of recording equipment any of us own.
Thoughts on what you just read?
ARS 10, man. It sounds like me when I get new plugins. I always feel like I'm finna, make something that I never made before. See what I'm saying? Pharrell swung by it put me on the thought of this recent session I just had with Metro. It was our first session. Not the first time that we actually done hung, but like our first session. You know what I'm saying? Studio session. So it kind of put me in the mindset of that happened recently.
Okay, so let's talk about a few things. He said his first studio was in a bedroom. What was your first studio like?
My first studio, I never had my first studio. The studio that I did record at.
Like, did you ever use your bedroom as your first studio, or?
Oh, of course.
So what was that like? Paint the picture for us.
I had a small room. My bed took up most of my room. So when I did make beats, I had like it wasn't even really like studio monitor speakers. They were like fancier computer speakers. So, and they had like a little subwoofer or whatever. So I used to lay on my floor and plug the computer up, like just lay on my stomach, and I just, all night, all day. Yeah.
Now, he mentioned Pharrell, which obviously means that him and Pharrell were cooking up.
Right.
Pretty early on in Timbaland's career.
Mm-hmm.
When you were coming up, were you more of the loner type, or did you have producer buddies or people that were into the same thing as you, kind of cooking up at the same time?
Actually, when I first started, I used to rap in the group, and it was me and another producer, and it was two other rappers. So it was like two rappers, two producers, but we all rap. But the producer actually is the producer that introduced me to making beats. So at the time, like, he was the only producer that I ever, that I knew about, you know what I'm saying? Obviously, I just started, so, like, he was, like, the only person I knew that did it. That's why I kind of picked up on it. He was a friend, so I thought he was a friend. But, you know what I'm saying? We didn't really kick it too much long after I kind of picked up on it. I think he,
Got a little competitive there?
Yeah, it got competitive when it was more like, it was something that it wasn't even a hobby yet. It was something that I just wanted to, it looked cool. I was like, man, how the hell you got all these sounds and shit. You did all this yourself on this, I was kind of intrigued by it. So it was something that I definitely took time in my free time to pick up on.
Now, when it comes to making beats, is that how you learned? Aside from him, was it more or less trial and error? Did you go to school for it or anything? Take classes on it or anything, or how did that?
Okay, so like I said, like when I told you, after I stopped getting everything for Christmas, it was because I dropped out of school. So after I dropped out, I did go back and get my GED. You know what I'm saying? I did do that, and I was gonna try to go to what's the name? Atlanta Music Institute or some. It's something like that. They was bragging about it so much, like a couple of years ago, and I attempted to go, but they wanted so much, and I ended up going to like the introduction classes, and they was telling us like basically what they're gonna be teaching us, and I knew, you know, aside of the recording part, like the production part, I knew all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? I knew how to already do that, so I ended up not going to school for it. And like everything else I picked up on was it was trial and error. It was me just trying stuff for the first time.
Some people I've asked this question to and done interviews with, they told me they've learned a lot of stuff through YouTube videos. You ever did that route or not really?
Oh man, I was the Zaytoven type beats, I listen to all that type of stuff, so I can definitely say YouTube. Definitely when I started, like, cause like I said, my friend who you know what I'm saying, who taught me how to make beats. You know what I'm saying. When he stopped, when I kind of seen him kind of like putting a wall up between us whenever I used to try and, you know what I'm saying, just ask a question about something, I did use YouTube a little bit more. Yeah, I can say that. Definitely.